dogs. This is why I like cats. Hi there and welcome to Project Plot, your YouTube channel where the movies analysis join the project management world. Today we're going to be analyzing Apocalypse Now. This is a movie from 1979, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and it reveals a project that was carried out during the Vietnam War. And before we begin, it's mandatory to do the spoilers alert. We're going to be reviewing some details of the movie that if you haven't seen it, it will destroy the plot. So if you've seen it, please stay and enjoy this review. And if you haven't, it's a good moment to stop, go and watch it. It's definitely worth it. And come back after if you fancy seeing a fun analysis. We will be splitting this review in 3 sections, which is the who is who. We will be reviewing the risk analysis, and we will be analyzing how well did they plan. I can do a little spoiler alert, not very good. Without further ado, let's begin. Who is who? The first group that we will be reviewing will be the project client, or in this case, /sponsor. The client and the sponsor are the people responsible of providing the goal of the project and basically paying for it. Well, not in all the cases. They don't always pay for the project, but they are the people who are going to decide if a project is being done or not. In this case, the project sponsors and clients, well, the client is the US Army, and the sponsors will be the 3 actors, well, the 3 colonels, including Harrison Ford, that carry out the briefing to the project manager. And that's where all their good do's stop. That's all they do within the project management, that it's correct. A project sponsor should be present during the whole project, and they should give guidance in the case that something goes wrong, and they are the ultimate person where you would go in case you need any assistance. They're not there. They just give out the briefing, they give out a little folder of documents, and that's it. And that's it. That's all they do. They do a few other things, but we will be reviewing it within the risk and the planning section. But as part of the project, they are non-existent. And actually, it's really well reflected in the movie because you can only see them for 10 minutes, if so. Actually, there's one of them that doesn't even speak. So, well, it could have been better. Let's just say that. So that's who are the project sponsor at the moment. Next, we will be reviewing project manager. This one, it's super easy. It's Benjamin, who is performed by Martin Sheen in this movie. A project manager should be communicating approximately 60% of their time. So they speak. As you can see, we speak a lot. We're constantly reflecting what needs to be done. We're always asking how things are going. We're always raising the voice like, has this been done? Is it going to be achieved on time? We are a pain in your neck, because I know that YouTube is very sensitive regarding some words. We're a required pain. If you look out for project management definitions, one that you will find is that a project manager needs to create an environment where all the common stakeholders are comfortable and they are aware of everything that's going on. That's the definition of a project manager. What do we get? We get a drunk drug addict, which I'm not complaining. I mean, some people do work better on the drugs, no judgments. But we get a person that is sitting on a boat, reading the requirements whilst the project is going on. You should have done this before getting on board, literally, on board of the boat and on board of the project. He's sitting down, just watching how everything goes by without speaking, without communicating. There's loads of incidents where he should have, reconciliated. He should have communicated stuff. One of the best examples, it's the driver of the boat. He doesn't know where he's going. He set up the river. What happens if one of the the river is closed, does he hasn't got time to think, oh, I know an alternative route. The project manager, he's really resourceful. He knows everything that he needs to know regarding the military service. He knows the area. He knows how to react, but he doesn't communicate any of that. So it's super difficult for everyone to be on that project. So he's not the best of project managers. He would have done super good if he was a lonely one. If he could have gone on an Uber and just, get to the destination, that probably would have been better than him having a team. Next, it's our project team. So our project team, usually a project team, it's created by people who are at least experienced in an area that you're going to use for the project. Also, within a project team, you've got 4 phases, which is the forming, storming, norming, and performing. Until you get to the performing, you're not going to get the maximum performance out of your team. They don't get there. They're just stuck together on a boat. And the expertise that you get, it's a cook. Nothing against cooks, but he is in the army because he wants to learn how to do mango sauce. We've got a kid who's lied and he's underage and he's still he's underage and he's got his hormones still, wild. So he's not going to perform well. And then you've got a famous surfer who I think he's in the army, just to give good reputation, so more people would be listed, but he's not a soldier. And then you've got the captain, who is really good. So out of your entire team, you've got one person who knows how to drive, who performs as a project manager, because you can see on one of the scenes that there's a local boat. The project manager says to just ignore it and carry on. And the captain decides that they have to see if they've got weapons. That scene ends up with a massive murder and a kidnap of a dog. And the project manager, he's like, yeah, we shouldn't have stopped. Yeah, we know we shouldn't have stopped, but you should have a team that respects you. There are not a team. They're just literally 4 random people who have been, it's like a blind date for 7 days in Vietnam War. It's not going to end up well. It doesn't. Sponsors who are deciding all the projects that need to happen, they've got too much on their plate, and they're literally just like, okay, I've got 5 projects, 7 project managers, 10 teams, okay, that's it. That's how they're managing their teams, and it's you can't do that. It's just, it's not going to work. Now we're going to be analyzing the functional teams. A functional team, usually it's teams within your company or outside that will provide information that you need to carry out the project. So within this movie, we've got loads of functional teams. Each functional team divides like the project phases. So basically our project team needs to go through different military bases, and in each one they've got to carry out some tasks. These teams, they need to be aware of the project, they need to know what they have to do, and they need to understand how they participate in the success of the project. So that's what a functional team does, and this is what we get. And what do we get? We get a maniac here with the yellow scarf who wants to surf. And how does he manage that? He managed that by ordering some napalm firing. If you did a change request and you said that the goal of your change request was to spend thousands of millions so you could catch a wave. I mean, we get change requests cancelled every day because it's too much money. And here they've just, let's burn the jungle. Why not? We might need this to save our soldiers tomorrow, but hey, today we got the good waves. Next, we will be analyzing the planning, if there is, of this project. In order to perform an accurate planning in any project, you need inputs and outputs. In, out. One of the inputs that you have is your project charter. Project charter, it's basically the high-level objective of your project. Usually you review it in a kickoff with your client or your sponsor, and that is really well shown in the movie. So this is your project client sponsor, here's the project manager, and they are carrying out a briefing session. This briefing session, it basically tells them, oh look, Harrison Ford performing as Harrison Ford. Here they're basically explaining the high level objective. They basically tell Martin Sheen, Benjamin, there's a colonel that's gone crazy, which is Colonel Kurtz, and his objective is to basically, get rid of him. So in these sessions, there's a lot of discussions, and the project manager asks everything, and everything it's super well sorted, and they explain everything. As you can see, it's a monologue of the colonel and just explaining how crazy Kurtz is and just, kill him. That's it. That's all he says. That's the project mission. Go there, go to the jungle and kill the poor guy. Another input besides the project charter, it's the statement of work. Basically outlines all the deadlines and everything that needs to be achieved within a project. So basically it's a contract. Here there isn't. As everything, there's no planning. They basically, you can see this in a very clear scene. In one of the phases that they've got to complete, they've got to get to this bridge where they're going to receive documentation, and then they can go on to the next phase. There's this poor soldier that has this folder of documents that they give out to the project team. And as soon as they get there, the first thing the poor guy says is, you should have been here a week ago. We don't even know if this project team was formed a week ago. It is true that with each functional team, they've lost time. There's been playgirls, being loads of things that happen that have delayed them. When you see the movie, there's not enough delay to justify that they're like a week late. So that what tells me is that the client / sponsor, which are the colonels, they've basically got this poor guy, left him in a shore and just be like, well, just stay there till the boat arrives. What I get the impression is that there isn't a statement of work because they don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, this is how the movie is portrayed. They want to reflect that everything's a chaos, and they do a very good job at it. But if you try to narrow it down as a project, you can see that there's no planning, not only by the project manager, which is obviously not done, but by everybody else. Another of the inputs, it's the work breakdown structure. So a project manager, what needs to do, he needs to list all the activities that are going to be done within a project, then outline how long it's going to take each one, and you basically do your critical path. And a little secret, he doesn't do it. There isn't a planification. There isn't anything. And once you have all those three inputs, which would be the project charter, the statement of work, and your work breakdown structure, you can have a plan where you can reflect and communicate exactly where you are, how long it's going to take, approximately, because obviously there's always, things that go wrong or things that take less or take more, but you know where you're at. And again, you know the answer for this one. There hasn't been a planification. Benjamin has done nothing. He's been sitting down, having his booze, reading documents. That's all he's done as a project manager, which is not bad. He knows what he has to do. He just doesn't care what the other people do. And now one of my favorite parts, which is the risk management analysis. Basically, when you do a risk management, you need to analyze your project plan and see what risks could happen. So you can see where I'm going. There's no planning. There can't be a risk management. You can see that on three basic moments of the movie. Once they get to the village where Colonel Kurtz is now a god, they have to go in and kill him. Think about it. If you were a soldier, what things could go wrong if you go in here? One, they might not let you out of the boat alive. I mean, this is a village fully armed that admires a person, and you're there to kill that person. So maybe they just kill you when you get there. Second, you might not find the guy. You might be let in the village. What you're going to do? You're going to tell them, oh no, he has a pair of socks of mine and I've come here to collect them. And they're going to let you go in and say, oh yeah, he's on room 4. 3, you might not be able to kill him. Even if you go through all of those steps and you manage to get to him, how are you going to kill him? One thing that it's well thought of is they have a secret frequency that if they call it from the boat, basically what happens is that message is received by another team of the army. So what they have to do is, if they're in danger, they just have to get down to the boat, call the radio, and basically call out for this help or this message. Because it's not really help, because it's a suicide mission. So they have that well organized. So once they get to the village, Benji, he sees what's happening. He sees how everything is going out, and he tells the cook to go down to the boat, and if he's not back in a couple of hours, to call this frequency and just, run or whatever he has to do. They have that, but let's think again. 1, they might not let you go back into the boat. 2nd, we're talking about the 60s in the jungle. That radio might not work. 3, the person who's receiving that message, he might not know what you're talking about. 4, they might not get the message the way you think, or they might take too long, or they might not even do anything with it. And what happens in reality? Everything happens. The message is not received on time, and the poor cook gets beheaded. So that option is out of the window. Which is your escape plan? Again, please just take care of your risks, because they are important. Because the last thing that you want to say as a project manager is, I didn't know that this was illegal, or who I told you. You don't want to do that. So take care of your risks. They are very important. To finalize this video, we will be reviewing if the project was a success or not. There's 2 ways to see if this project was a success. The first one is to see if the goal of the project was met and not viewing anything else. And the second one is to analyze if the entire project was well performed. If you get only the first option, the answer is yes. Why? Because he has killed Marlon Brando, Colonel Kurtz. So he does manage to overcome everything as a project manager and succeed in the project. But that's all he does. So if you only see that, it is a success. Now, how many resources has he spent? How much money has been spent? How many people have died in the process? How long it's taken him? Is he going to be capable to go back home? Because he kills him, but that's where the movie ends. You don't know how the hell he's going to get back, because he has no team, no captain, no boat, no petrol, no resources, no contacts, no nothing. I would not consider this project a success. The reality is that he has done nothing correct in order to get to that point. He gets there because he's a marvelous soldier, but that's all he is. He's not a project manager. So is the project a success? I think not. But again, if you have a different opinion, please feel free to put it on the comments. I'm very open to see discussions. Thank you so much for watching yet another of these analyses. And please click subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.